Hi, welcome to Top Chef University. I'm Spike from Top Chef Chicago. Congratulations, you're enrolled in the second course where we get into the foundations of cooking, starting with stocks and sauces. In this lesson, we'll cover the technique for making a basic stock. We'll discuss the difference between light and dark stocks, common ingredients you'll use, and ways to change up the basic stock. A well-made stock is the foundation for most sauces, soups, and braises. So let's start building. Stock is arguably one of the most important ingredients in a professional kitchen. Stocks add depth and flavor to most dishes served in restaurants. Stocks are the core of classic cooking and can be very simple to make if you follow this very simple technique. All basic stocks begin with the same key ingredients as the foundation for the buildings of flavors. These ingredients are mirepoix. So pretty much what basically makes a classic mirepoix is carrots, celery, and an onion. And what we're going to do to get started here is we're going to prep up all our mise en place, and then we're going to start the cooking. So pretty much is what you want to do is you want to leave everything really kind of big because you're going to be cooking this stock for a couple hours. So if you cut everything too small, it's kind of just disintegrate, and it's gonna cloud up the stock. So I'm just going to cut this onion into quarters, like so. And then we're going to take the top off of this carrot, and we're just going to cut these in half. And then we're going to take the celery, and here you go. And the thing about mirepoix is that it really gives body to any soup or stock that you impart it in. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for flavor and body and warmth in this stock. And what we're going to do is we're going to get started with a little bit of olive oil in the pot right here. So we have a nice soup pot right here. I add a little extra olive oil because I love the flavor of olive oil. And we're just going to turn the heat up just a little bit. We really don't want to brown these ingredients because it's going to make it so dark. We kind of just want to sweat them very slowly, extract all the flavor from these ingredients until they're kind of translucent. So I'm going to get started by just putting that in there just like so. You can already hear it a little bit, so you know the heat's right. The second thing we're going to start doing is we're going to make a bouquet garni. Yes, bouquet garni. It's a French word, and pretty much what it means is it's a bouquet of garnish. And the garnish usually is to just intensify the stock with aromatics. So we got this beautiful thyme, this parsley. We don't let anything go to waste, so we have the parsley stems, which we're just going to crack a little bit to get the flavor. And then we have bay leaves, fresh, beautiful bay leaves that I love. So we're going to put that in there. And I'm just going to come back over here. And what I love to do with food is I love to season in between stages because the point is to extract as much flavor. So one of the tricks is to really season your food in between all these steps. I'm going to add a little black pepper, just a little bit, because we're going to add a lot of peppercorns to the bouquet garni. Just going to mix this up a little bit. And I'm going to turn down the heat. Beautiful. All right, nothing goes to waste in my kitchen. So we're going to take these carrot tops. We're going to put them in the bouquet garni. Why not? A little bit of carrot. And we'll put about 3 garlic cloves. What I love doing is I just love squishing them. Beautiful. Like that. And we're just going to put them in there. And then we're going to take these peppercorns. And the point of a bouquet garni is that you wrap it up in this beautiful cheesecloth, but you just let it do its thing. I mean, you put it into the stock, and then when it's ready to pull out, you just pull it out, because a lot of these things have some bitter flavors to them, such as the bay leaf and some of the stems. And if you boil that too much, it's going to really impart a bitter flavor to everything. And another trick to this is you really don't want to tie it too tight. You want to leave it a little loose because you want all that flavor to disperse within the stock. You can always tell what's happening by the sounds of cooking. So I was listening, and you just want to stir it up a little bit more. See, you can smell all that fresh ingredients. So here we go. We're going to take this long string, and we're just going to wrap it around very loosely. Like I said before, you don't want this thing too tight. And this is what a classic bouquet garni looks like. We're just going to put that in the pot like that. I haven't added any water or chicken bones yet. That's okay. And then we're just going to tie it to the side. So whenever we're ready to pull that out, it'll be very easy. Okay, so we're ready for the protein. These are our chicken bones, chicken carcasses. I love you leaving the fat on it because it really flavored the stock, and after you cool it down, it will rise to the top and you can just take it away. But you kind of want to find the parts that are really gelatinous to kind of thicken up the soup. So we're looking at the legs, even the neck can be really good, some of the wings. So we're just going to take this and we're going to throw it in there. You can see all the vegetables have really sweated nicely. I could smell them. You could tell it's doing their job. And we're just going to leave that in there. And like I said before, we love seasoning in between stages here, so we got to season that carcass. We're going to take some of the salt, going to put it all around. You don't want to over season because the stock's going to reduce and you don't want it to be a salty stock, but just be careful when you're seasoning. A little bit more pepper. Oh, look at the love. I could just, oh my God, it smells so good. Olive oil. Love olive oil. There we go. And that's pretty much it. We're going to take this pot of water that I filled before with cold water. It's very important that you use cold water because what happens is as it warms up, it's going to slowly extract the flavors from all these beautiful ingredients we have in here. Warm water is really not good, so we're just going to pour that water in slowly. We don't want to make a mess. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. So what happens here, this is a really tricky and very important step in making a professional classic stock. You want to turn up the heat and get it kind of simmering a little bit. And then as soon as you kind of start it simmering, you want to lower the heat because the point is to really slowly extract the flavors from here. Over boiling it is going to end up in a very cloudy stock because it's really going to disrupt everything we got going on here. And as you're slowly boiling it, you're going to have these impurities that rise to the top, and what you really want to do is you're going to want to have to skim these impurities off of this chicken stock. And you'll probably have to do this a couple times. But after all the impurities are gone, you're just going to leave it sit for about an hour and a half. You really don't want to overboil this stock, again, because it's going to lose its flavor if you overboil it. So just let it sit tight, let it do its thing. Great, so let's check on our stock that's been cooking for about 3 hours. It should probably be ready. Look, smell that. I even got a chicken stock facial going on here. It's beautiful. So what we're going to do is we're going to lower the heat and let everything kind of settle. And then we're going to take this beautiful, flavorful bouquet garni that we used earlier. Just make sure to get all that flavor out of there, put it in there. And then what I'm noticing, there's a vegetarian stock. Of course, a bouquet garni, that goes in every stock. Then you could spice this up with the body that you lack from the protein. You could spice it up with some star anise, some fennel seed, some allspice, and some cinnamon. Remember, taking the time to make a great stock is a solid foundation for any dish. Stock is definitely worth the time and the investment. In the next lesson, we'll take the same principles you just learned and diversify your stock portfolio.